Welcome back to the Golf Supply. Those that aren't a frequent viewer, before we carry on, just a quick subscribe, and there's a lot of good content on the way. We've got a good variation of player here, and as you would have seen from probably the review that went out prior, the AI Smoke Callaway, where Ash, who plays off scratch, hit that. It's now over to me, so I fly the flag for the relatable, the mid-handicapper, choppers / players. We can call ourselves that, it's fine. Right, I'm going to be reviewing the Cobra Dark Speed. I'm quite happy about this, and I would argue that more golfers of my range, maybe up to 22, maybe down to single figures, high-end single figures, would game a Cobra. I don't think a low single figure down to scratch would game Cobra, if I'm being brutally honest. And it slips it's into that price range where it's a little bit lower than the top boys, and where we still chop it about a little bit, we don't want to spend loads and loads and loads on golf. Anyway, straight away, looks. Out of all the drivers that have released, and we've just been littered with a lot of drivers, I would say that this is one of the best looking. I'm a very simple man, and I just think blacked out is nice. Like the AI Smoke, pure, nice little graphite, and that. Again, the TaylorMade again is delightful. Obviously, Titleist haven't released a new one, but again, looks nice. But for me, just all blacked out is nice. The LS is the better looking one, shock. Aimed at obviously the better golfers, so I'm going to hit this, but I would not be purchasing this if I did purchase this driver, but we'll hit it anyway. That is pure, by the way. That is just completely blacked out. Tiny, tiny head though. You put that behind a ball, it's very, very small. And then obviously you've got two other heads. You've got the Max and an X, which come with like a little tinge of blue on the X and red on the Max. I'm quite looking forward to hitting this. Like I say, I like things that look nice. Cobra's quite renowned for being forgiving, and when I reviewed drivers maybe about 3 months ago on the channel, I hit a Cobra Aerojet and I thought it felt quite nice. So without further ado, we'll get into it. Right, I'm gonna start with the Cobra Dark Speed. Dark Speed, do I like that name? Love the look, but do I like the name? Do you think Dark Speed sounds a bit Avenger-like? Do you see where I'm going with that? But LS anyway, so low spin, the top boy model. We'll give it 3 to 5 and we'll see what we can do with it. I'm expecting obviously to be less forgiving, a little bit further, so it'll be hard. I hit driver, you'll see. At address, very, very small. I don't mind the head size being that small, but it's just the face behind the ball. The ball, it's no more than it looks like no more than a ball and a half across the face, but let's have a look. Ratted. Let's go again. Not bad. It's a little bit off the hill. It's like you're almost giving up on yourself before, because it's just very small. Hilled it. Good though. Wasn't actually bad at all, that one. Let's try hit a nice one. End on a nice one. I don't want to waste too much time with this driver because it's not one that I would game. Yeah, that was pure. That felt really nice. And obviously when you do middle it, it's obviously going to feel good. That was just sporadic and hard to hit pine. So let's move on to, I'm assuming the middle one will be the X. Straight away at address. Like it's weird because if you hold them, the LS doesn't look that much smaller in your hand. But it's when you get it behind the ball, like that now just looks, and this is the middle, this just now looks like a normal driver. Like I say, it's a little bit longer, a little bit chunky, and it just feels like, oh look, now we can put club face to ball, and it's like almost 2 golf balls wide, whereas that LS seemed like 1.5 wide. Wasn't very inviting at all. Let's see if we can perform better now. That's a regular shot at the minute with driver. Just an absolute sky. But if I was on the golf course, I would take it because it's just going to be, that will just be in the fairway. We'll just concede like 50 yards. Hit nicer. This actually feels like nicer, but obviously you can tell when you hit that LS, like when I say when you hit it, the last one that I hit, you can tell that it just feels a lot nicer off the face when you do hit it, but it's when you do hit it being like the main point there. That was hit nice. It's hard, isn't it? Because I feel like I could hit this better a lot of the time, as could most of you boys, but again, it's just hard to beat. I think similar to what Ash said with the triple diamond, it's just hard to beat that feel of like them few you will pure. I would have definitely collected like better data than that LS. That LS obviously isn't aimed at us chaps, and it was hard to hit, and it showed. I'm not like the greatest driver of the ball, but like that made things 10 times harder. Shy. Let's have a look at like the couple that were hit. All right, we'll have a look. It was like more consistently bad-ish. Like, no, it was more consistent in the sense. It's hard, like I don't know, there might be some lads that play off like a mid-teen handicapper and driving's their strong point. The distance was like 260, 265 overall, which is fine. I think like out of the 4 or 5 that were playable, 3 were fairway, you'd probably take that. The other 2 you'd be in the bushes. It's fine, we all spend time there. Can't get his head off. But overall, like it was far more forgiving. You could definitely tell that although the strike wasn't great, and I get that, but it performed a lot better and a lot easier than the LS. So the most forgiving one now, the Max, the red Tinger, the red Twinger. I really should be hitting this one all right. There should be no excuses, and dispersion should be less. Forgiving head, forgiving, most forgiving of the line. Let's have a look at address. Straight away, bigger, chunkier, more welcoming. Similar to the X, but again, it definitely feels like it's giving you that bigger, it just feels like you couldn't miss that face, he says prior to hitting drives, but it just looks like you can't miss it. So high, but it's maybe like right edge of fairway. At this level, it's just all about keeping the ball. As long as we can keep the ball in play and we can just be anywhere between 250 and 300, very, very happy. So that felt nice. We'll go again. Hit nice, still launched very high, but straight away like there's a massive difference. Okay, yes, I might be warming up and obviously I might be finding some feels and it takes us boys a little bit longer, but it's 2 from 2 straight away as opposed to like 2 out of 5, and then with the LS like 1 out of 5, so 3 for 3, surely not. Nice, so I've just got that big pulley. Let's hit one more. Definitely, like it says on the tin, like you expect, like with every forgiving driver of any branded rage, it's definitely more forgiving. The misses left are me and my swing, but you can actually tell now you can make contact as opposed to with the LS. I couldn't really even make contact. Hit a bit better, just skied a little bit left. But I say in play because yes, it would probably be rough or be playing out, but again, it's in play, it's not a lost ball. So that's like 3 or 4 that weren't lost balls. So, right, let's crunch the data. And we're back where it all began. Looks, again, for me, it's top 2 or top 3. I just like the all black. Like I said earlier, the name, I think it's a bit Marvel-esque, Dark Speed. It does sound like an Avenger, like some really quick running guy. Feel like, well, the LS looks unbelievable. That is like easily a top 2 looking driver. Very, very hard to hit. I don't know who's going to gain that because it's aimed at obviously the better golfers, and again, I just don't know what better golfers play. Obviously Ricky and that on tour, but it was hard to hit. But when it did get hit, it easily went the furthest. Like 293 overall for me is like a very, very good driver. Then obviously moved on to the X, the blue tinge. Game was fine. The dispersion was obviously a little bit less. The misses are like more me, it's not drive, so it is hard. But it was just definitely easier to hit and definitely easier to make contact. And then, lastly, moved on to the Max. I think it was like 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, we can call it. So again, although there's swing deficiencies and things wrong that have that miss that isn't the driver, you can actually see how the driver works. So we've gone from LS and built ourselves up to Max, and it's done exactly as it said on the tin. I think it feels nice. I currently game a Ping G430 and it just feels as nice. It looks nicer, I'd say, behind the ball, looks nicer underneath. Yeah, I'd say overall that is a good mid-handicap drive. If I was coming down and you spray the ball a little bit and you want a new driver and the missus on at you for spending too much money on golf, I'm pretty sure this slides in there a little bit cheaper than the top boys. And I would say at our level that performs no less than what a top boy, an arguably top boy, would say. And it looks pure. If you like this video, just like the video, and what is it, tap the bell and you'll be notified every single time we upload variation of golf content on here. Like I said, me and Ash at a very different level of golf. Thanks very much if you got this far. Comment, like and subscribe. Adios.